Pandora's Box, January to February 2019. This is the show where we showcase the news events that shifted your perspective, the way you saw things, and most of the time stripping away at the illusion and making everything naked for all to see, removing the plausible deniability. So we have the 25th Amendment conspiracy plot by McCabe. Well, McCabe revealed it, and this also was the subject matter of House of Cards Season 6, pretty much the body, the middle episodes showcase this before it even happened. Then you also have the BuzzFeed Russia collusion fake news. And I don't know if you guys had this, but a bunch of people were texting me the day the BuzzFeed stuff came out, like right as it came out. They're like, "Oh, we finally got him. We got your guy. We got your guy." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't think you got him. I don't think you got him. I don't think you got him. I don't think you got him." And then what's funny is that they all participate with the official version of reality. So once Mueller said it didn't happen, they suddenly had to go along with that. And BuzzFeed became fake news, but we knew it was fake news because fake news is fake news. But that happened. And then once that happened, people realized, wow, the fake news might actually be fake news. And the border wall is now happening, even though there's video that shows that it's probably been happening, but it's now happening more officially. We have the State of the Union address, and you had Nancy's wacky clap in front of Trump's face. You had the women in white, and you had the D's sitting down for good things, and that was on display for all to see. And then afterwards, Trump's approval rating went up to 52%, according to the Rasmussen poll. And then you had all of the opposition saying, well, the Rasmussen poll doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter. And then they're showing all the other polls. But hey, 52% in Rasmussen after the State of the Union. And then we have like near biblical Cuomo in New York aborting living babies and then them all celebrating it. There's been like 58 million abortions since 1974. 58 million. Like Hitler couldn't even imagine that. That place is, I think that would make the 58 million would be the 22nd largest country in the world for population. We've been very evil. And then we got Virginia aborting live babies as well. And Alex Jones pointed out that they're probably taking their body parts and selling them. And we got the Virginia governor's blackface. So the Virginia governor was for aborting the live babies. And then there was the yearbook, the blackface. Not that I even care about that kind of stuff, but usually that would get somebody unseated out of here. I think that as of today, that guy is still in office. And it's completely vanished from the news. Total pass. Okay, and we got AOC's boyfriend getting a government job and a guy having his Twitter locked for reporting it. And then this led into all the different financial activities that have taken place. This is just a story that was being followed. It was the first legal chink in the AOC invincibility. We got the president giving the signal to activate Q. He did so by saying the Great Awakening needs to start, something to that effect. And ever since he said that, Q then started posting a lot more frequent. We got Pocahontas's document with the Native American as her ethnicity. So Elizabeth Warren, she did the DNA test like a couple months ago, but then there was an actual document where we saw she actually wrote Native American as her ethnicity. And I think it was to gain admittance into law school or something. But it was there. It was like a tangible piece of evidence. And so there was that. So it then became real. The plausible deniability was gone because they live off of plausible deniability. So long as they could deny, they will. But once you remove the capability to deny, then they suddenly move on to something else. We got the missile attack versus Air Force One. More info coming out. I don't know all the details on this, but on the Q site, there's that picture of the missile going off. I think it was like off of Hawaii or something. So that's a direct attack. Now, Air Force One, I think, has lots of anti-missile defenses. But it was reported on Q. Q mentioning Obama being the orchestrator of FISA-gate. Like, Q was pretty, like, that's the guy. So, you got that. We got the Green New Deal and the Green New Deal backlash. So, right now, it's just this silly idea out there. That's right now, March 2019. Lots of sites made jokes about it. I mean, it's pretty absurd. I can't believe it's even real. Cows farting. Then we got the Jesse Smollett story. All I got to do is put this out there right now. This is fresh on your minds. In the future, you'll probably forget, but that happened in February. And, fake news and just trying to start race problems. So, yeah, Jesse Smollett story. We got Wiener released from jail. Something with Ryan Adams, some kind of domestic abuse, whatever. I mean, those are inconsequential. Those aren't really Pandora's boxes. RBG back. So Ruth Bader Ginsburg, people don't know if she's dead or alive. Supposedly she's back, but Joe M still doesn't buy it. We got the NASA rover shutdown. So I don't know which month it was, but Trump offered NASA like unlimited money to get a man to Mars, and they repeatedly declined it. And he's like, how much money would it take? How much? And they're like, no, it just can't be done. And then shortly thereafter, the NASA rover shut down on Mars, supposedly, if Mars is even a place. Then we had the is Hillary missing moment. It's really not Pandora's box, but somebody mentioned it to me. Social media shadow banning anyone that is for Trump. Anyone is kind of like a hasty generalization term, but the social media shadow banning certainly was going on. I even had another channel demonetized for a period of time until I removed all my Q content. And if you look up QAnon on a YouTube search, the first page results are all corporate media hit pieces on Q. So go ahead and try that out. It's pretty absurd. The Covington kids. So that happened. If you forgot about the Covington kids, this is the reminder. And you got to see how the media portrayed the Covington kids and how the media portrayed the Smollett story and how biased the media is and what they try to push. R. Kelly. My only question is why now? Like in the 90s when Aaliyah was alive, when she released her album Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, I was just like, okay, so I mean everybody's okay with this? All right, well. So I have no dog and pony. I like R. Kelly as an artist, so I'm just saying for whatever reason now in 2019 R. Kelly's in trouble. You have the Bob Kraft arrest in Jupiter, Florida, along with 150 other people. Nothing much else surfaced about this other than the arrest, and it's kind of gone away pretty quickly, which is kind of amazing. Venezuela is going through some kind of a revolution where it seems that socialism is failing, but then there's also ideas of international influence, infiltrations, and whatnot. But currently, right now, Venezuela is going through a lot of turmoil, and there's been like a replacement president attempt. So, anyway, the Venezuela's thing, because we don't know how this one's going to play out, so I don't want to apply any lens to this. I'm just saying this, if everything is on the surface, the way it's being reported, it just shows another socialist, communist, failed state. And there it is for all to see. Yeah, we got AOC turning down Amazon for New York, tens of thousands of jobs and billions lost. Now, this could be spun either way because I've presented this to some on that side, and they're like, well, you know, she had nothing to do with that. But that's how it was being portrayed in the news. So I'm just like, all right, well, fine. If that's not how it is, fake news. Michael Cohen, no Russia collusion again. So what I forgot to mention was the Senate committee said there's no Russia collusion. And now Michael Cohen says he didn't see any Russia collusion. You got the BuzzFeed fake news about Russia collusion. Mueller saying, nah. But the Michael Cohen thing was pretty big. He wasted everybody's time, didn't give anybody anything that nobody already didn't know, but definitely said that there was no Russia collusion. So out of all this, now that all the plausible deniability and any kind of little thing is gone, we come to discover that they didn't believe in Russia collusion in the first place. They just wanted to see how long they could string something out. They did a pretty good job, 2 years of wasting everybody's time and saying, your guy's going down. And now they all say, oh, we didn't believe it in the first place. Just like when they did what they did to Brett Kavanaugh, they just throw anything out there and the media entertains it, and then we're all put through it. So next time they try to do this, just don't go along with it and just say, nah, you're fake news. But then again, how do you compete with the media telling it to you every single day? Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo. So Alex Jones, and this might have happened at the beginning of March, but Alex Jones was on Joe Rogan, And it was a huge deal. Last time I looked, which was like over a week ago, there was 8.5 million views, and it hadn't even been online for a week. AJ said a lot of stuff in that 4.5 hours. Woke up a lot of people. A lot of people laugh about it, make jokes about it, make memes about it, try to mock AJ. And say what you want about AJ, say what you want about Rogan. Everybody likes Eddie, right? But a lot of info, a lot of new ideas came out of that. So if all you focus on is the theatrics and all the silly things, then you miss it. But there was 4.5 hours of stuff there. And in between the silly stuff, there was some quality material in there. So don't let the distractions distract you. Jorge Ramos was rescued from Venezuela, and then he played nice with Fox News. So who knows what comes out of that. Oh, and also Van Jones was invited to CPAC and had like a 25-minute chat on there. So it shows that the right will entertain free speech and hear other people's perspectives, whereas I'm not sure the other side returns the favor. So anyway, that's Pandora's Box. Those are just some ideas to remember, keep in your mind, because you'll forget them, because the media expects you to forget. You've already forgotten all the other big things that you were made to forget. I remind you of the things you were made to forget. So subscribe to this channel, Pandora's Box, where we go one, we go all, and I'll see you in the next one.